Good morning, friends. Today we have Prasad Keni, newly what he's just
Present.
taken over the presidentship of the BFI. So formally welcome as president of the BFI.
Thank you.
And
Whole story now. Uh,
yeah,
uh,
but how have you found this tournament, just for starters?
this tournament has been a revelation. I'm very glad I made the trip. I didn't come here to compete. I actually came here to get a chance to interact with Mr. Bangur and also to.
One second,
Sorry,
it's
yeah,
okay.
I'm okay.
I don't know. One second,
Mm.
just hold on.
I can speak louder.
No, you're good
Yeah,
now. You're
yeah,
good now.
yeah. So, like I was saying, I came here to this because I heard a lot about this venue. Not been to Calcutta in a while. The city has really grown. It's looking more like Bangkok now. But this venue itself is amazing. We are seriously considering it for our next Winter Nationals.
The next
And
one or the one after that?
I mean, next is in after Bombay. So this time
Bombay
it
or
will be in Bombay.
Pune?
No, this time we are hoping to be in Bombay. We don't know if BRC will work out. Even if not, we will still do it, try to do it in Bombay. But
Okay, I mean, very
definitely in
sorry for
20, yeah,
contradicting
yeah.
you, but
Already
Debashish,
Pune has already been finalized. Is it?
I don't know.
Uh,
Debashish mentioned Pune. Yes,
you let him mention what he has to mention. I'm going by what we discussed last. But
okay.
subject to change. I don't think it's very
No,
critical
no,
whether
not
it's
very
Pune or
critical.
Bombay.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
Uh,
Pune is obviously the second choice, but we have not found a venue yet in Pune. Although that
okay,
Balewadi is there. I mean,
Balewadi is
there is
always
probably the
available.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm aware
So
of that.
yeah. So what I meant is that this as a venue for the Winter Nationals is what and obviously if we are going to be in Calcutta, then again Bangur is possibly with Balram Chini and a couple of other big names here. So that is about this venue. But you were asking about the tournament. The tournament is awesome. I've heard a lot about it. Glad to be here. Glad to see it in person. Seeing is believing. So amazing, amazing. I mean, I don't. The food is great. The venue is great. Um, and I always, like I was telling Mr. Bangur, that we hold a tournament. We spend about 18-20 lakh rupees, let's say, for a Bhartiya, and then you have about 200 people coming in from Calcutta, and straight away they have, on an average, spent whatever it is, say 20,000 or whatever. I mean, nowadays it's not that cheap. So 220,000 is 40 lakhs.
Yeah,
So you spend 40 lakhs just traveling out of Calcutta. So every time we have a tournament in Calcutta, I think we are saving the bridge fraternity hell lot of money
okay.
because that many less people traveling.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
That's an interesting
Interesting. Yeah,
perspective.
yeah. Just you know, but well, we are sticking to the basic format, and we are hoping that something we will do for the new format, for new formats in the future.
What do you mean by new formats?
Like maybe some kind of a instead of a Swiss league, we may have some kind of a elimination or straight away
Okay,
knockout kind of a system, something like that. I mean, it's being toyed about.
okay,
We want longer matches
okay.
against yeah, and
Yeah, I
things like
mean,
that.
the
Yeah.
Goa Nationals, you had longer matches throughout, and that was very well received, in my opinion.
Right, right. I think slightly playing around with formats
Okay,
actually gives a fresh perspective.
okay.
I do happen to hold the view that, and I may be wrong, I please be corrected, that bridge is getting a bit repetitive in the same old format, and a lot of bridge being played now.
Okay,
So the number of tournaments also is
okay.
increase like anything. So this year I was able to convince my colleagues in Goa Bridge Association to consider a Swiss league format,
Swiss
Swiss
best.
pairs format. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll have a Swiss pairs because that many less tournaments of Swiss pairs, that
Hmm.
many more tournaments of the normal, start with the team and then. So, but what the more I say about one says about Sri Cement tournament, the less it is. I mean, it's just really thanks to all the support, it's really becoming probably one of our best tournaments along the path. Yeah. itself is another. Yeah.
Okay, I want to take you up on one statement you had made in the WhatsApp group.
Mm.
Incidentally, I must say I appreciated your commenting in the WhatsApp group. At least it gives uh, a sense of openness and accessibility to the authorities when you have the president talking in the WhatsApp group. The specific comment that you made was with respect to the interstate in Guwahati and summer nationals in Mangalore. You had made a very striking statement that it is important to keep the state associations invested. Would you like to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Of course, of course. I mean, see, the fact is that there are 4 or 5 very active states, if you include Delhi, of course,
Okay.
the West Bengal, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, um, uh, Karnataka, and Andhra now is still very, very active, but Andhra is in a sense, aging. There's not that much younger folks there and things like that. And I know that all our friends in Andhra are going to find their the little bit of work to do. But still they're up, right up there. But if you see other states, um, really, really, although Gujarat, Ahmedabad is very vibrant, but other states per se, we really need this thing. And I think my predecessor, Mr. Behuria, did a fantastic job of taking it all the way to Guwahati. And even this time, the interstate was planned in Solan, but then there were some issues. I would have been personally very happy to have it in Solan. I hope Solan will host it sooner than later. Bhubaneswar, of course, they had a tournament, personal tournament, which was again a great thing. Nagpur was, I mean, Nagpur now recently, but before that, Jabalpur, awesome thing, awesome thing. I would think that whatever it is, now Mangalore is going to be a very, very good experience. In a sense, Mangalore, if you think about it, Mangalore Bridge is playing its swan song with this summer nationals. I only hope that Mangalore, reinvents itself. Some more younger people. Today, actually, if you ask me, bridge is being kept vibrant and alive by the good participation of ladies. And
Okay.
yeah, and even to have so many ladies in Calcutta, is it's very good to see. I mean, you see a lot more in Delhi because most of them are based out of Delhi. But I think today the kind of interest, so many more sponsors have emerged among the ladies that is keeping the place going. But the states have to catch up, and we have an outreach program. I think Debashish has it all planned out that somehow or the other we are trying to get Bihar to host interstate, so possibly next year. I don't know, next to next. But it's very important that all the states take a turn in
True.
hosting.
What other immediate plans for bridge over the next couple of years?
Plans are plenty. I'm hoping to send out an appeal. We want to raise money to sponsor some of the youngsters in the international participation.
Okay.
I think if we can do that, and if we can go beyond our own personal sponsorships, and if we can, if the top sponsors of the team also allocate, say, an additional 5-10% of their budget, uh, where we can choose a few youngsters, like your cameraman, for example. But
Shall we
we
take a bow?
no, we choose some youngsters, and we kind of get them to play in the and lot of people who come to participate here, especially in and around Calcutta, a lot of them don't know the rules well enough to get proper redressal. And that's something that I want our directors to be proactive in.
I will come back to the issue of the directors just a little bit later. On this junior thing, do you think it would be possible to have a designated account for instance, junior development fund, and ask our many patrons to directly put money specifically there for that purpose? Do you think something like that would work?
I think that's an awesome idea. I mean, in principle, it's a really good idea. I have collaborated very similarly, and I would like to take personal responsibility for the accountability of this particular
Exactly.
money, because this money will have to be spent specifically for.
It's like an escrow account. So, so specifically, you need to open an account.
Right, and not only open an account. According to me, I think all our sponsors are good for their word. We get let's assume and hope that we get commitments, and based on that, we tell them every project wise, every month wise, so the money comes in just in time.
No.
We
There are
don't
big
know.
sponsors, but there are a number of small people who can put in a sum of 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees,
Absolutely.
and they would feel heartened if they know that that money is being directed somewhere. Okay, which is why I was suggesting to you that maybe we could, create a designated account. If it strikes you as okay, maybe.
No, not okay. It's super okay. It's really like I said.
So would you be able to
exceptional.
report and say what by the nationals you have 6 weeks? Would you be able to tell us that you have an account opened by nationals?
If you want a commitment like that, it's not a very difficult commitment to make. Ultimately, it's only an account.
It is only an
It's
account.
not like the money has hit it, but
No.
it's an account. Like
No,
you
if
said,
you make an account, I
conditions
promise to
precedent,
work with
excellent.
you with BFI
Yeah.
to promote this
Yes.
and get funds into that account.
Absolutely.
It is
Absolutely.
crowdfunding of a different sort.
Absolutely, you're right. So I would request, in turn, a little help from you, because before we invite any sort of sponsorship, we should be very clear about our mission, where it will be used, who are the people. So I want to start shortlisting, let's say, the top 32 juniors, for example. Say 32 could be 48 preferably, but at least 32 juniors. We kind of list them out. At least, I mean, I would still consider, Samnik and Sayantan, although I think this is their last year. I mean, when I say juniors,
Sayantan has a way to go, but Sayantan
No,
is.
no.
I mean, we should start grooming him for senior stuff.
Senior stuff. That's what I meant to
Not
say.
really doing
That's
that.
what I'm saying is that in this 32 or 48 list, see, you don't want to send complete. First timers also. No? You need the team needs to have some sort of little solidity. So I'm talking about everybody from KB onwards, both the Nandi and both the costumes. Right from that generation onwards, we want. I would like that we make a push for sure. Now, if we can elaborate a little bit more on exactly how the money will be spent, it will be that much easier to ask for the money.
Sure.
So I would say that let us work together. We've already got a first cut on that. So the idea is to use money for juniors at this stage, and leaving the women and I've got it in my phone right now. I can show it to you. But leaving the women and the mixed to largely take care of themselves along with the seniors. Women, we can obviously guide a lot more. Mixed and seniors, even the federation does not have to be very intrusive about it. Women, we will definitely, because there are so many beginners there, so we can definitely make some kind of contribution. And juniors is our main goal. Really speaking, it's only about juniors. It's not about anybody else.
So, I'm happy to work with you. Let's work on defining what,
Yeah.
who, what, where, and when. Okay, now let me come back to, incidentally, before we go on, again, the cameraman for this is Shovik Das, who's handling the website for Shree Cement, and is a very promising junior. And it's been very pleasant working with him while covering the bulletin. But now let me come back to the director. Now I received a mail recently, and I saw that the remuneration to a director, and I'm not talking about the senior director, a director. I'm a director. Okay. My remuneration would be $2,000, 2,000 rupees a day. The remuneration to a BBO operator is 2,500. Now, are you saying that doing BBO operations requires far more skill and study than conducting or helping in directing a tournament? There is no, I'm not asking you.
No, I don't have, fortunately, I have an answer.
Yeah.
And you will yourself agree that director is required on almost like all the days of the tournament. Although there's a case building up that maybe towards the end we don't need that as many directors as we need in the beginning.
That has always been the case.
Yeah, but by and large, a director is there throughout. A BPO operator, on the other hand, makes the travel, makes the everything, but they get to normally a BPO even for big events is less than 2 days. So in a sense, the actual employment potential of being a BPO operator is uh, is less than that of. You got my point, right? They get remunerated for 2 days, whereas a director would get 4 days or 5 days.
The point is that
I don't think it's apples to apples. It's not apples to apples.
I'm not comparing
Yeah. So it is-
BPO
it is-
operators and this thing. What I'm talking about is that to become a director, it requires tremendous amount of investment of time and skills. And you may or may not recall, I had told you this some 5-6 years back. Players at the table are terribly rude to the director. So, what is the incentive to somebody to take up directing?
To be honest,
How do you incentivize youngsters to pick up direction?
see, I think as in every vocation, directorship also is an innate sort of a calling. If you can, you be a director yourself, anything. Everybody finds their own place in life, so to speak. I mean, I never in my life dreamt that I would be the president of WBF. Sorry, what is it called? BFI. And WBF a little later. But what I meant is, Inshallah. But what I'm saying is, I never dreamt that. But when I was invited to be the VP, I was quite excited about it, and I put my heart and soul into it. Whatever.
You did.
It became like a sort of a calling. And let's be honest, I'm not the best player around, so I knew that I had no real competitive, future. So everybody, really speaking, finds their own spot. Today, your boy, of course, he's not a cameraman, but what I mean to say is he's found his spot. Why is he doing that website? Because there is a particular
doing it for
natural
the love of
the
the
love of the game and everything. So therefore, today we have got some. I've noticed one very, very noticeable, very conspicuous director here who is enjoying himself. Really, so but that's coming from the heart. It's his nature. So it's only his nature translating into what he does, or for that matter, a humble caddy. All of them are there. We are so lucky that we have got an ecosystem which has everybody who is so enthusiastic about the game. Starting with, forget your president, but even starting with the secretary, general secretary. I don't have to tell you, but Debashish has literally, he's given his life for bridge. I mean, bridge has been his life. Why? He got a break early on, and somehow it just became his life. I mean, that's how it is. And for that matter, Anand Samant, my senior vice president, or anybody and everybody, like I said, all the Monica, all these ladies, given meaning. So we all find our calling. I think it's nature at play. I am not doing anything about it. But if for example, I tell you, you made a surprising statement that people are rude to the director on the table.
honestly, I think there is a strong case for the other way around also, because somehow, sometimes one must be a little, I would say, sensitive or sensitize everybody to simply the joy of being cordial. Simply,
I
it's a
agree.
pure cordial.
I
They
agree.
say America, which is a gun-infested place, somehow is not. Everybody is not shooting everybody else there simply because they give such a huge premium to cordiality. Nobody speaks without please, thank you, simple things like this. So I think that should also translate on into the interaction between directors and players, between players themselves. Just now I was playing around. My opponent was really pissed off at me because he thought I was talking too much. I mean, it happens, and everybody is very, very fallible. And I did apologize. I did kind of appease him. But the fact remains that that is life, and just wonderful to be part of it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
I hope all of you have enjoyed this. Do write in your comments and let us know more about what you think. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye.
Good meeting.